Hello, this is Thought for the Day for Monday the 5th of July, and I'm going to talk about Psalm 98. I was delighted when I saw this was one of the texts for today because it's long been one of my favourite psalms, and it goes like this. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvellous things. With his right hand and his holy arm he has won salvation. The Lord has made his salvation known and revealed his righteousness to the nations. He has remembered his love and his faithfulness to Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Sing, rejoice, and give thanks. Make music to the Lord with the harp and the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horns. Shout for joy before the Lord the King. Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing for joy. Let them sing before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples with equity. This is a real call to us all to join with creation, the rivers and the sea, the mountains and the hills, in celebrating the glory of God, to celebrate in music and in song. It's a great sadness that we don't really know how these psalms would have sounded as they were originally sung, except we know they would have had instruments, harps and trumpets and the like. And they clearly involved a wide range of emotions, from joy to lamentation. I wonder if some of them sounded like the wonderful klezmer music that Jewish bands perform today. Church music in Europe, however, since then has had a very mixed reputation. On the one hand, we have some of the greatest glories of man's artistic creation, from Handel's Messiah, medieval plain chant, Bach's sublime settings of the Passions, and many of the great hymns that we know and love. While on the other hand, we have a lot of fairly turgid religious music, some very pious, but it's typically not served too well when it's performed in a lifeless and uninspiring way. Yet music, and especially singing, is so natural to human life. Songs bubble out of us in happy times, and they express our sorrow in sad times. We sing to our children. We sing happy birthday at parties. We sing at Christmas. We sing at weddings and funerals. We sing at rugby matches, or even just strolling down the road on a sunny day. Sailors sang on board their ships. Slaves sang in the plantations, and the angels, of course, sang at Jesus' birth. Martin Luther understood how music can enrich our spiritual lives. He said that man without music is like little more than a stone. Music expresses our feelings. It deepens and enriches our lives. Imagine your favourite film, whether it's Ben-Hur, Dr. Zhivago, Titanic, Star Wars, without its music. Luther said that singing draws together two of God's most powerful gifts to humanity, words and music. Words address primarily our intellect, but when they're poetry, they can also express our emotions as well. Music, on the other hand, primarily addresses our feelings, although it too can have a cerebral component. So when words and music are combined sensitively and skillfully, the whole of our humanity, head and heart, can be engaged. And faith should involve both head and heart. Luther, he took the pop songs of his day, which everyone could sing, and he reset them to vigorous words which everyone could understand. The congregations of his day would sing enthusiastically, celebrating their new forms of worship and bonding them together as a worshipping community. Luther said that notes make the words live, brings them to life, and how true that is. Just think of a few familiar words and how they take wing because we associate them with beautiful music. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Lead us, Heavenly Father, lead us o'er the world's tempestuous sea. How deep the Father's love to me. And did those feet in ancient time. We could think of dozens more. Several years ago, I went to a church which had a very austere, rather Calvinistic view of music. They held that songs in church were only to be used as a vehicle for the text, just as a sort of mnemonic. So the text should always be biblical, every syllable audible and comprehensible, nothing in a foreign language, and so on, and that undue emotion in worship was not to be tolerated. It was a very severe and rather chilling approach, and sadly, if we applied it strictly, a lot of the music the people have loved and used for worship through the ages would have been prohibited. I'm so glad that most of us take a different view, because music, like beauty in art or in architecture, works at more than one level. It is a gift which God has given us to enjoy, a way of expressing and communicating our feelings. It is also a language beyond words in which we can engage more fully with God. So, as July the 19th approaches, and we can all take off our masks, let's do as the psalm urges us and burst into song to celebrate God's marvelous creation, his love, and his righteousness. Have a great day.